For journalistic purposes, they're not the views. The management, advertisers, and our staff of 92.1 FM. However, Visions does desire to bring a quality entertainment program which intellectually stimulates and culturally fulfills our community's needs to develop leadership and informed decision-making for our collective future. Welcome to The Village, often imitated, but never duplicated. I'm Dr. Jaylene Hood, your host and executive producer. Welcome.
You know, it's hard to be black in a world controlled by white folks. Du Bois said we always have the double consciousness. We trying to be black, and meanwhile you got a white ghost hovering over your head that says, if you don't do this, you'll get killed. If you don't do this, you won't get no money. If you don't do this, nobody will think you're beautiful. If you don't do this, nobody will think you're smart. That's the ghost. You're trying to be black, and the ghost is telling you to be a ghost. We hope you won't submit. In Newark, when we greet each other on the street, we say, what time is it? We always say it's nation time. We say, what's going to happen? We say, land is going to change hands.
Post that said the other day, and the women lost their minds. I said, heal the boy in him and the man you want will show up. A divine, feminine, wise woman her presence can heal him. They thought I said, do something. I didn't say do, I said be. I wrote a post that said the other day, and the women lost their minds. I said, heal the boy in him and the man you want will show up. A divine, feminine, wise woman her presence can heal him. They thought I said, do something. I didn't say do, I said be. I wrote a post that said the other day, and the women lost their minds.
One of the quickest ways to decipher who is meant to be in your life and who is not is that the people that are meant to be in your life will make your life easier. They should be able to relax your nervous system and put you at ease. The people that are supposed to be in your life feel like a vacation from life. They feel like a hug that comes from the inside. You could be stuck in traffic for 2 hours, and by being in this person's presence, you know you are just so much more at ease because they're next to you. These are the people that you need in your life, not the people that are turning your stress up, the people that are bringing your stress down. Now take a quick mental evaluation of who's in your circle, and perhaps that circle needs to turn into a dot, because your mental health, baby, is very important.
On this date in 1972, the Tuskegee syphilis experiment was exposed because the Public Health Service wanted to study the effects of untreated syphilis in Black men. 399 Black men who were infected were not told they had the disease. Over a 40-year period, poverty-stricken sharecroppers were persuaded to participate in the experiment in exchange for health benefits and hot meals. 600 men were told they were being treated for bad blood. 201 tested negative for syphilis. Those who tested positive were never treated. 128 of them died. In 1974, the U.S. government paid $10 million to survivors and their infected family members. Seems like poor people are often exploited at the hands of the U.S. government. I often say history wasn't very far away, and 1974 wasn't long ago. To stay up on your hidden history, lock in with me. Truly your #1 history influencer.
Our problems deal with relationships that don't give us joy and pleasure. Our problem is not the problem of drugs or alcohol, it's the problem of relationship. You're not born into the world to be alone. None of us. We are born to relate to others. And it is in improper relationships, sick relationships, relationships that are based on tainted, sick desires. I just want you to reason with me today. And I want you to look at your life as I look at mine. Because every one of us is sick to a degree because of relationships that were not good, either with the mother, with the father, with your sister, with your brother, with your teacher, with your friends, with your wife, with your husband. It's improper relationships that give us no pleasure in life. An improper relationship means that there's a lack of communication. We don't know how to relate. We don't know how to communicate. And all relationship is based upon communication. Let's talk. Our problems deal with relationships. Brothers, we have to look to our women with honor and respect. These men, we are the protectors of our women. You can't protect nothing that you don't control. So as a man, a woman has to give us a certain measure of control. You can't take it, she has to give it. We have to be worthy of that measure that she gives us. A woman is not going to give control to a fool. Nor should a woman give control to a fool. I'm not teaching rebellion, just some common sense. Brothers, we have to look to our women with honor and respect.
They build jails based on 4th grade population reading level. So if you aren't able to read by 4th grade, that's the projection that they use to build the institution. So you got to start early.
What? Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Failing in reading, we know they're going to be future inmates.
Yes. If you don't put them on the right path to success. Because why aren't they reading? Are they getting the help they need at home? Mm-hmm. Are they in the right schools? Mm-hmm. What's contributing to that illiteracy for not being able to read?
How do we protect Black men? They're being prosecuted.
You have to just make sure that we start them before they get to that point where they need a lawyer or that they're facing criminal prosecution or any sort of action. And that is with the mentoring, with the sponsoring. Yeah. It's all about who they see, who they want to emulate, who's pouring into them first. You got to grab our kids before the gang grabs them.
That the calendar, the ancient African calendar, not the Gregorian calendar of the white man now. Because see, according to them, come on, y'all. This is the year what? 2000? Now, any fool know we've been here longer than 2,000 years. Who are they to determine the original African calendar began in the constellation of Virgo. Y'all hear me? Yes. So therefore you can understand why it says the Son of God, the S-U-N, was born of a virgin. Because the first calendar began in the constellation of Virgo. I mean, let's, as we say, keep it real. Yes, what is the light of the world, people? The S-U-N. I mean, look out the window. Amber and you, we ain't do that. There's no light bulb big enough to be the light of the world. But they taught us the S-O-N is the light of the world. I've heard the phrase, the sun cometh on the clouds, and every eye shall see him. Well, it happens every morning. When the sun rises, you see it coming in the cloud. And all you got to do is look up unless you're blind. And they took that and made it a part of the doctrine of eschatology. The rising of the sun is the savior of mankind.
Everybody says Jesus' color don't matter, but only black people actually really adhere to that rule. We took a white Jesus and didn't trip. Go try to take a black Jesus in a white church. Just try it. Just go do it on any day you want to do it. Just walk. Hey, excuse me. Y'all think Jesus' color matters? And they're going to be like, no, son, of course not. It's all about God. Then, all right, cool. I got this picture.
Say less.
It looked like, you know what I'm saying? Early Michael Jackson, you boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, since it don't matter, one of you guys can hang this up there. You know what I'm saying? Just to prove that we're all equal in this thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Son. If you don't get the hell out of here, playing with God's time like that, no, then ain't gonna work.
Right.
So I feel like Jesus was the first test. Like people was customizing their God. You know what I'm saying? The Pope decided to make his son the picture of Jesus. You feel me? And so like AI gotta go through the Jesus test.
Yeah.
Everybody says Jesus' color don't matter, but only black people actually really adhere to that rule.
Parents or mothers, shall I say in this case, try to please their children. They want to make them smile. They want to see them pleased.
I didn't have a problem with seeing you all pissed. I always want to see you pleased. Then you make a decision to do this and do that. I'm going to deal with feeling like you betrayed me. But when you pissed, because I stood in who I am, and that's what emotional healing will do. It'll cause you to stand in who you are, that I'm not pleasing anybody, because it's okay to piss a child off. It's okay to make them angry because you can't give them everything they want. I wasn't brought here nor birthed you to please you.
Hello, Visionaries. This is Dr. J. Lee Wood, the host and executive producer for Visions Now, and also your Mystic brother. That's right, with the Mystic Moment, 92.1 FM, Smooth R&B, every Thursday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And we're the one that said, help us help you. And what we're trying to do is that we're trying to get money into our community. We spend too much money with other people that don't do nothing for our community. All of this water here, that we are here for fundraisers for you, okay, to help us provide resources for our programs for our young people. We were just in Elizabeth County yesterday. We're going to be going to Warren Williams, going to be going to Fowley Homes. We're coming to a neighborhood near you. But the bottom line is that if you have an athletic team, they need to be drinking real water. This is water not from Walmart. This is from the Black Wall Street Network. We have to bring our dollars back home. We're making everybody rich, okay, and also making us emotionally poor because we don't support each other. So if you have a business out there, a restaurant, or you know somebody, or you just want to get some water for your own personal use, This is the best water in the business. None better. God made this water. It's artesian spring water. Artesian. Don't go by just the color. I'm not gonna call no name. That blue bottle and them all these other jackleg bottles. No, this is the real water.
Good evening, family. I hope everybody's having a good day, a good week. Happy Halloween to those celebrating. We are back yet again with another installment of Visions Now. I am your producer for the evening, Julian, and as usual, we can go ahead and get into some quick news and before I turn it over to Doc. On November 1st and November 2nd, there will be the 34th Annual National Black Farmers Conference. Again, this will be on November 1st from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. and on November 2nd from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. It will be at the Columbus, Georgia Convention and Trade Center. That address is 801 Front Avenue. It's free to attend. There will be discussions on USDA programs, lawsuits, and settlements. So want to make sure you get that information. There will be Dr. John W. Boyd Jr. and Mrs. Cara Brewer Boyd, the founder and the president of the Black Farmers Association. Again, so the date will be on November 1st, 2024. That is tomorrow, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And they will also be on November 2nd, from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. And again, that address is the Columbus, Georgia Convention and Trade Center, 801 Front Avenue. How you doing this evening, Doc?
Well. How's things going over there at the university?
Yes, sir. It's going well. You know, getting again downhill for the semester. So
right.
But it's going pretty well. Pretty well.
And of course, you got to remind people that if they know a student over there, they need to come and get with you so they can become a member of the
get involved absolutely
with the NAACP student chapter over there.
Absolutely, we're trying to do some big things on campus, so be sure to tap in with me if you yourself or you know somebody interested in joining the NAACP on CSU's campus.
Exactly. And also, just want to let you all know that there are a lot of good things going on. There's going to be on Saturday morning, there's going to be at the Fort Middle School, I guess basically something of a resource fair of sorts. But the most important thing is that you will find the New Era Coalition table there. Mm-hmm. And you'll be now. There are a lot of other things going to be going on. I call it the dog and pony stuff.
Yes, sir.
The dog and pony show. But for serious talking, we should have a table there, and you can sign up to become a part of the New Era Coalition. Because I tell you, we're running really scared of the future, and that's because we're not taking responsibility for the future. And so today I want to speak straight from the heart, as always, but I want to make sure that we kind of understand what's going on in our community. Now, as always, I'm going to make what we call the New Era Observer moments. We're going to have a mystic moments. And the New Era Observer moment is dealing with a lot of the things going on in our community. One is that we like to let you know that any of you out there who attends a church and you know that your children have needs in that community or in your household, and you're attending a church, or a mosque or synagogue or whatever your faith, Catholic church, whatever, but you need to give us a call and we'll be more than happy to come out and provide a free introductory training on how to address the prevention of our youth getting involved in gang violence in our community. As a matter of fact, you get a chance to, hopefully, Julian, maybe you'll be able to find our mystic moment that we'll be able to play it before we go, because I just want people to understand that this is a spiritual war. So to start off with, I want to say that with what we call If the Truth Be Told. By the way, if you like to participate in our discussion today, you have something you disagree or you agree, you want to say amen, or you just want to say I'm listening and I'm out here. It's always good to know that people are listening. And so you can give us a call at 706-324-1420. Because again, it's like this. We're working for you. We're working for you. We're trying to empower you. We're not trying to empower politicians. We're not even trying to empower pastors. Because my thing is the pastors should know that the power comes from the people. But many times we get bamboozled. And again, the people mean well, but listen, we're in this problem, we're in this trouble because we're in a panic zone because of the election, because we don't have the type of leadership that we need in our community. And the leadership does not come from, let me say this, and this is if the truth be told. Let me say this, I'm going to say it, and you pass the word on. Politicians, elected politicians, whether they are school board, whether they are city council, whether they're state representative, or they're state senators, they are not leaders. They are not leaders. They are elected to be representatives. They are elected to be the voice of the community. But what you find, unfortunately, in our community, when people get elected, all of a sudden, they get knowledge that they ain't never had before just because they get in a seat. They don't, and I want you to ask yourself the question. They can't even get the garbage right in Columbus, Georgia. They make bad garbage decisions. Or they can't even get the Liberty Theater right. They trying to take over the Liberty Theater, but they can't run the city. But they drive the Liberty Theater. They don't imprison the Liberty Theater with a fence around it. And we talking about what's happening with the Columbus Clingers or whatever, the baseball team. But we ain't said nothing about the Liberty Theater. Okay? So my point of it is that we have a lot of waking up. And the reason for a lot of our problems is because we don't get involved. We come out and vote one time, and then that's it. And let me say something also. A week or so ago, there was a meeting of, it was a meeting supposedly of black males. I'm not saying there were not no men there. And you men who were there, you know who you are. But it was mostly a meeting of black males.
Truth be told.
If the truth be told. Because they weren't talking about no man, they weren't talking about no man stuff. Man stuff is, how do we build our community? Man stuff is, how do we provide for our community?
Yes, sir.
Man stuff is, how do we protect our community? Man stuff is, how do we clean up our community? Man stuff is, how do we control our community? That's what man stuff is. But it was male stuff because I'm saying that everybody should, let me get on this too. Everybody should get out and vote. Okay? Now, there are some people who are they have a low emotional intelligence. So they're telling you, oh, well, you shouldn't vote because things are not the way. You sound like a baby. You sound like a little child because they ain't doing what I want them to do. So I'm gonna switch this party, or I'm gonna do this to make a point, or I ain't gonna go at all. I got some names for you, but I'm trying to say you sound like a loser.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you something. There's no politician gonna always fit all your bills. It's not gonna do it. Then the other thing about it is that there's no politician, if you don't organize into a body to make sure that if they don't do what you want them to do, then there will be repercussions, not because you're going to stop voting. Now, the only people I would give a pass to, is that if you're a member of another nation
Yes, sir.
Whether that's the NOI nation, or you got dual citizenship with Ghana, or one of the African countries, or you got dual citizenship with one of the Caribbean islands, or you got a dual citizenship with America and the Nation of Islam, so you're a dual citizen. Again, okay. I mean, you might be too busy building and creating opportunities. Maybe you don't get it. But my point is that, but you're voting every day. You're spending your dollars the way they should be spent. But otherwise, you should be running to the polls. Now, if you don't know who to vote for at this point, you are insane.
Insane.
Now, I'm not saying who to vote for. I'm just trying to say, if you don't know who you should vote for, you're insane. If you're not going to the poll because you can't make up your mind at this point, you're insane. And I really don't give a doggone who you vote for. You see, I'm going to vote for who I'm going to vote for. You're going to vote for who you want to vote for. I'm going to vote for who I trust. You vote for who you trust. So that's the way the thing goes. Now, so my point is that I'm very, very disappointed when we talk about the police department and the sheriff department, law enforcement in this community. Now, I'm not sure if the murders are going down. I'm not sure if the assaults are going down. I'm not sure if the home invasions are going down. I'm not sure if our children really are safe in our neighborhoods. But I know one thing is that I go into the prison every week and I'm trying to recruit and teach these young guys how to become men. We have a program that we call from boy to adult male, from adult male to man, from man to father. And the thing about it is that we're trying to get them to come back out and mentor the guys come out of the prison. We're saying we got a role for you to mentor the young people who are getting out to YDC, because their next step is to go to the College of Hard Knocks, what you call the prison. But those of you who've been to prison, if you got any sense at all, you should be coming back, calling this show right now. And by the way, let me say this. Anyone out there that's what they call it, a returning citizen or ex-offender, whatever name that you want to call it, somebody who's glorifying the criminal lifestyle, anyone out there who consider themselves as being a gangster, or they glorify being a criminal, well, we got to let you know, grow up and stop being a child. It's time for you to grow up.
Yes, sir.
And be a responsible man. But you got to be taught. You got to be taught how to be a man. Because see, you know you're a man when you can create better circumstances for children and old people. Go right here.
Now I was going to ask, what type of change of heart do you think is necessary for some of these guys? What had to happen in their heart?
Well, some of them got to go to prison.
Yeah, right.
Someone got to go to prison. I mean, unfortunately, some of them have to lose a loved one close to them before they get the heart to want to change.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then some of them are stuck on stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. And the thing about it is that the reason why 9 times out of 10, the reason why many of these young boys and girls are not men and women is because their mothers and fathers.
Yeah.
We're not men and women.
Yeah.
Now, let me say this. This is not a put down. It's just that every generation has different challenges. Now, you might, for example, what it took to be a man in the 1940s, in the 1950s, it took another level for the 1950s. And in order to be a man in the 1960s, it took another level. In 1970, it took another level. 1980, 1990, 2000. Now we're in 2020s. It takes a different level to be a man today.
Yes, sir.
I tell the guys all the time, you go into prison, stop coming out here telling guys that prison make you a man. Now, prison makes you less than a man. Prison is hell. Prison is a grave. The prison is a cemetery. So what we're trying to do is resurrect the dead, the walking dead in these prisons. And I also tell them this: they are criminals and walking dead. They ain't never been to prison before. And that's what the problem is that we have among our politicians. You got some politicians walking around here. The most thing you do is they want to go to a party, but not a party with a purpose.
Yeah.
They want somebody to call them and beg them for something. Now, you're a politician, you need to be asking questions. How to solve this, how to solve that. We don't hear from you until after the session is over. Okay, they go up there during January, come back in March or April, and then you won't hear from them until then. Now, you're supposed to be, right now, they're supposed to be taking notes on how to solve these problems. So I'm trying to tell you that it's too stuck on stupid. You're wasting people's time. If politicians and pastors were doing their job, then we would not have the problems in our community that we do.
I do want to ask another question. So I think you brought this up a lot of the time too, holding the streets accountable. What can the streets do to?
Well, that's what I'm talking about. The prisoners. Stop being gangsters. So stop gang banging. Stop hiding and you tough on the street carrying a gun, but you won't speak up. You won't stand up and tell Pharaoh to let your people go.
Yeah, to confront the politicians.
Because they made you a rat. Mm-hmm. See, they made the streets ratty, meaning that the only thing that turned them on is $1.
Yeah.
They made them greedy. They made them a rat. The only thing a rat wants is cheese.
Yes, sir.
Then they got them in trap houses. That's for rats. Everybody that love trap houses and like trap music, they're rats because they love cheese.
Yeah, the only thing rat love.
What we're saying is that those guys, let me tell you something. I made an offer to those males who had that meeting that other night. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, look, since you're having a meeting under the name of black men, so therefore, why don't you allow New Era Coalition to set up a table for mentors? I mean, you want to talk about who you support? Can you support our children? Well, when you gonna come with that meeting? Our children out here killing each other every day, going to jail every day, going to YDC every day, going to prison every day. Where's that? Only one called that meeting the New Era Coalition, because there were men in the New Era Coalition. There are men in the New Era Coalition.
Good ones.
See what I'm saying? And those are the ones that called it, saying, "Look, we got to save our children." Now we've been going on all the time. We need at least 200 males, and we got people going to run around here begging, call themselves Divine Nine. Ain't nothing divine about your nine if you're not working with New Era Coalition trying to save our children. Ain't nothing divine about that. See, people don't know things mean something real. So my point is that you ain't no pastor. What kind of pastor are you? And you're not even having no New Era Coalition come to help your congregation save the children in your congregation. Every congregation, I know they got children in there in that neighborhood they're around. How are they doing? Many times they don't even want the people in the neighborhood to come to the church.
Yeah.
Everybody go in there dressed up sharp, the pastor sharp, but the people in the neighborhood looking at them drinking wine, smoking a joint while they coming and going. We got to change that.
It's hollow.
We got to change that. It's not like that in other communities. But it's like that now, because you know why? Because those who they need to be ministered to, the same people go there every week dressed up, looking sharp, driving nice cars, and they driving right by the people who they need to be ministering to. So therefore, you can get in your feelings all you want to, because I work for God.
That part.
Okay? So therefore, God, hey, look, God is putting me on this mission. So you mad with me? Talk to my boss, man. God said, thus says the Lord.
Yes, sir.
See what I'm saying? This is when a few gather in his name, okay? It also says that seek his face. Seek his face. Humble yourself. Okay? And that's the problem now. People walk around because they want to go and talk to the city council. No, you know, that's not, what kind of problem you gonna solve getting on TV, on the microphone? No, everyone on city council to represent you, call them to your church, call them to your neighborhood. Then you have that conversation to them. What you want to wait till they get down there? What you gonna do? Okay, your 5 minutes up, sir, or give me 2 more minutes. That ain't gonna solve no problem.
We got Casey Hall in the comments saying people change when they're forced to face the man in the mirror.
That's right.
With the life-changing event, which is sadly in the Black community when our youth is facing a gun or a life sentence. That's Miss Casey Hall.
Right. And that's because the politicians are not delivering the goods. You see what I'm saying? The politician, look what the politician did for downtown. Look what the politicians have done for Spring Opera House. Look what the politicians have done for the River Center. Look what the politicians have done on Front Avenue. Look what the River. But what? Okay, now, but what have our politicians done for the East Side?
Yeah, exactly.
For Midtown, the Dub, East Winter. What have they done for the South Side, Winston Road? And those areas down on the South Side. What are the politicians? There have been politicians in this town walking around like turkeys for 15, 20 years. And what are the results? Oh, what are the results? We still lose. Our children don't even want to go to school. You know why they don't want to go to school? Because they don't want to be like them. They don't want to be like them turkeys walking around thinking they big shots because they go to the state capitol. You know what I'm saying? Because they go to the little White House. That you ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing up there but kissing the wrong side of the donkey.
Yes,
see what I'm saying? So what we're saying is that it's time out for that. I'm telling you right now, if anybody that's scared to stand up for what is right, then you can't call yourself a man of God.
Want to take a break?
Well, yeah, I better take a break. I need a break. I need to give me some water. Okay, the Listen Visions Now Your Supper Club. We're the one that loves you, been loving you all along. There's some new people coming along talking love, but who been loving you all the time? That's what I'm trying to say. And we've been loving you too long to stop. Now, even though you might act a fool, we still gonna love you anyhow. Because we can't help nobody until we help each other. Listen to Vision 992.1 Smooth R&B.
Attorney advertising. Local counsel, Alexander Shahara trial attorneys. Paid active dramatization. Past results do not guarantee future results in each case.
As you lay in that hospital bed, start to wonder, is this karma? Like, how could this happen to me? I've been a good person. Broken leg, broken arm, broken rib, an accident. If you would have just left out 1 minute earlier, this wouldn't have happened. But it happened. What you doing? Going to cry about it? What you doing? Calling Top Dog? What you doing? You better call Top Dog. It's Top Dollar. That wasn't your fault. It's a big ass check. You always crying. You're about to get paid. You only got a broken leg, broken rib, broken arm, but you're getting paid. Any accident, TopDogLaw.com.
How would you like to go on a 5-star vacation for just $99? We're talking about the quality of a Westgate resort for $99. Not for one night, but for 3 fantastic nights at one of their luxurious destinations across the United States. And you'll even get a free $100 Visa gift card. We've got some of the choicest destinations that you'll love in the United States that you can choose from for just $99 for a 3-night stay. Take your family, take a special loved one, but get away. Go on vacation with Westgate Resorts. Call now to make a reservation for just $99, and you get a free $100 Visa gift card. Call Westgate right now and book your vacation. Here's the number.
800-489-6575. 800-489-6575. 800-489-6575. That's 800-489-6575.
Your Wedding, presented by PNB Broadcasting, is Columbus's most complete bridal show. Join us January 12th from 1 to 4 at the Columbus Ironworks on Front Avenue. This is the perfect opportunity for brides in the area to plan their entire wedding in one day in one location. You and your bridal party will have exclusive access to the best services in the wedding industry, including DJs, cakes, florists, hotels, travel agents, photographers, and so much more. Want to be a vendor? Contact PNB Broadcasting at 706-327-1217.
Some politicians love to talk. Oh, they'll make flashy speeches, go on the Sunday talk shows, and get nothing done. Our Congressman Sanford Bishop is different. He's not a talker. He's a doer. Sanford worked to pass the American Rescue Plan. That's meant more money to fight crime in Middle Georgia, hire more teachers in Southwest Georgia, and lower taxes for people and businesses throughout our region. And that's just the start. Sanford helped pass a new law ensuring the computer chips we need are made right here in America. That'll mean lower prices on cars, smartphones, and appliances. And Sanford worked with Republicans to pass the new infrastructure bill, improving our airports and roads, speeding up shipping, helping fix our broken supply chain. He doesn't brag about it, but he's always there when we need him, always working for Middle and Southwest Georgia, because Sanford puts people over politics. Congressman Sanford Bishop, a proven leader, working for you. Paid for by Bishop for Congress.
I'm Sanford Bishop. I approve this ad.
Fountain City Classic events from November 7th. During the day, it's a Fountain City Classic Goodwill and Southern Rivers Career Job Festival. 10 to 1. 20 companies trying to hire people. That night, the 17th annual Cufflinks and Pearls at the Columbus Museum. It's a new location, 6 to 9 o'clock. Friday, November 8th, the Coffee Sip at Golden Donuts on Winton Road from 7:30 to 10. And 11:30, the 31st annual Fountain City Classic. It's going to be at Bull Creek. That evening, it's Greek Nick at Vendor Village and a rap show at the Civic Center. Then Saturday, it's tailgating on steroids, plus the 34th annual Football Classic, the Fountain City Classic with Fort Valley State and Albany State.
92.1 Smooth R&B is your home for Central High School football. Your Red Devils are off this week as they get ready for the first round of the AHSAA 7A state playoffs. Catch first round coverage next Friday night with pregame at 7:45 on 92.1 Smooth R&B.
Welcome back to Visions Now, your supper club, and we the one that love you, and in a doggone thing you ain't never been able to do about it, we're going to love you anyhow because God has given that assignment to us, and that's what we're going to do. Again, like say hello, Brother Harry Crawford, you need to call in, brother. You got a lot of insight, and you need to call in and let the people hear your voice. And Sister Renee, come do a prayer for us, and that's it. You know the deal. We got to make things better. And Brother Ernest Walker, the intelligent man, you need to call on in and let us know what's coming up with the intelligent gentleman stuff these days. No doubt about that podcast, okay? Now, what we're just saying here is this. One, if you stop, when you see a politician, stop listening to the politician. You tell them, listen to me. You let them know what you need. That's not what they need from you, because when they come to you, they just want to vote. No, you need to let them know what you need in the meantime. Now, I want y'all to answer this question for me. Look at the city council, okay? Now, look at the city council, and you look at every one of those persons. Which one of those persons have some bona fide education or training on how to build and save the Black community? I want you to look. I just want you to look at everyone on there and tell me who has the education, the training, or the experience on how to do that. Okay, somebody call in. All right. Yes, call it with your vision.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, brother. How you doing? Yes, sir.
I'm doing well, sir. How about yourself?
Well, I'm here and trying to do the Lord's work, and so I pray that He'll be pleased with me expressing what he's put on my heart, because I love our future and our children, our future, and I just think that we put everything else, everything we come up with, we put it in front of the future, our future. So that, to me, that's a suicide. We got people with a suicidal mentality who we look to for leadership. And I'm trying to say they have no ideas. They don't have no expertise. Only thing they know how to do is run a popularity contest called voting. Anything else, they don't know how to build nothing. They don't know how to create opportunities. So I'm just a little, I'm a little, yeah, because I'm looking at these children and how they're. By the way, let me say this. Let me give a shout out to everybody that's connected to Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary School. You got some beautiful, hardworking, dedicated people over there. And I want to say I really, really appreciate the work that you all are doing. Your hearts are in the right place. And the New Era Coalition is going to do everything we can. And by the way, if you have a child going there, 706-221-4830. We're going to be there for you to provide some guidance and support, because we know it's not easy trying to raise and save your children in an environment where you got people on the sideline, the people that you elect. And that's another thing about it also, people. You got to stop electing these people that don't do nothing but want to make speeches. You want people, when they come to you, you want people that are going to have a notepad taking down your order. That's what you got to have, okay? And so that's one of the things that what we're saying is that we got to change. We got to change this thing. You don't hear nobody in other communities talking about politicians or their leaders. You don't hear that. They are representatives of the voice of the leaders. The leaders are not politicians. The leaders are no community. The politician is like they're the paper carriers. You know what I'm saying? They're the paper carriers. They're supposed to carry what the voice of the people into, but you know what they're doing? They going there and taking the voice of the people they're supposed to be taking. They bringing us the voice of the people that they on the city council with, but they're not taking our voice there. So that's why we don't never get anything. That's why we can't make any progress. So that's one of the things that's kind of frustrating to me, brother.
Yes, sir. Well, I think it's frustrating to me too. Now, more I think about it and how I felt as I was growing up in the Muskogee County School District system, and coming into the knowledge of self and learning and understanding different things about myself, and not really learning anything that would have made me, although I did as best as I could to save myself to learn for those 12, 14 years of me being from kindergarten to 12th grade to where when I graduated, I felt like I didn't know anything.
That's right. Because and let me just say this for you.
Connection and anything in Columbus or anything.
Because that's part of the problem. And let me say this. The community has to demand something better. See, what the school system is doing, the school system is preparing children to get out and get a job in some schools. Right. But because in those schools, that's all their parents are asking for. In other communities, they're using the school system and through their magnet program to prepare their children to create jobs and to build and make a better community. We're not expecting that from our children. We didn't want our children to be job seekers. They don't want our children to be job makers. You see? So that's the difference. We got to start preparing our children to look at, from the first grade on, our children should be learning the problems that exist in their neighborhood, the history of those problems, and every subject, because if it's chemistry, if it's math, if it's science, if it's English, if it's social studies, if it's psychology, whatever the subject is, they should be learning how that subject can help them build a better community. That's not being done in our community because the families, okay, are not educating themselves and demanding something better for their children. In our neighborhoods right now, we have, God bless them for putting it up, but we don't own no businesses. No. But in terms of how is it that how are we such big shots, but we don't own a grocery store? We don't own a corner clothing store, hardly. We got some little vendors. That's what you call it, little flea market. I'm trying to say, but look at all the money we spend.
Yes, sir.
So that's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that look, we got to demand more. We got to expect more than what we've been getting from these people. And I mean the pastors, they got to be able to bring expertise in. Because you're a pastor don't mean you know how to fix no school. Because you're a pastor don't mean that you know how to fix no government. Because you're a pastor don't mean you know how to fix nothing. But as a pastor, you're supposed to get the hearts of the people open to change. And then let those who have the expertise to teach them on how to make the change to do that. But they don't know. See, pastors don't know how to work together as pastors. I mean, you know, so how can how can they get their congregation to work together for something better? Because they can't even come together. They all represent, okay, the AME and the Baptists, the CME and the Presbyterian and the Lutherans, and the Church of God in Christ, the Church of Christ, the Catholics. I'm trying to say they can't even work together to save our children. Because you know what? Just like the politicians, some of our pastors, I think, become too much politicians. Everybody wondering who gonna get the credit. To God be the glory. Anything that anybody does, only God should get the credit, because anything worthwhile doing and gets done, it can't be done without God. So give God the credit. So they'll take it out of everybody's hand. You don't worry about Dr. Hood getting the credit. I don't need the credit. Long as God get the credit, then we have a chance to save this earth. If we save the earth, then we can save our lives. Do you understand? But right now, we're not even trying to save the earth, because we're so busy trying to get a dollar right now. Again, Halloween. We spend more time getting our children ready for Halloween, and they don't know nothing about Black history. I mean, they don't know nothing about American history.
Talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a real Halloween. They dress up as goblins and monsters and all that, but at the same time, why don't they dress up as Dr. Martin Luther King, as Elijah Muhammad, Marcus Garvey, Booker T. Washington? When they dress up as a genius, when they dress up as a scientist. I mean, my point is that the adults taking around begging. They teach them how to beg, and that's and if they don't get the treat, then they teach them if you don't get what you want, then you trick them. I mean, am I making sense to you, brother?
Yes, sir, you are.
What do you think about it?
What do I think about the situation that we have ahead? I think, like you just said, our priorities messed up. From the older people, the people in power, and they get mad at the younger people based off what the older people are able to do, and not see that they can change the situation. They actually took steps, like you said, to come together, regardless of denomination or anything else. And then in them begging and not doing anything, get mad at the young people when there's nothing there for them to do, no jobs or anything, and they end up doing something, getting in trouble, and then the law throws at the book and the system does with it.
Yeah, and so that then put the children into the social cemetery.
Yes, sir.
See, and so
don't learn nothing.
Don't learn nothing.
Learn how to be better criminals.
They learn how to be better criminals. Exactly. But the one thing about it, I say this. I go to prison on Thursday, and I just say, and on Wednesdays too. But I say that's some brothers that really do. They're hungry for some knowledge. They want some knowledge. You know, that's something they don't know. They don't know what they know it's something they want, but they don't know what it is. So many times I struggle with in trying to come up with answers for them to understand. You know, so they'll know what the choices are and what the results of those choices are. So that's part of the problem. Now let me ask you something while I have you, brother. What about family violence in our community? Anger management. What do you think about what I mean? Do you think there's a lot of family violence and anger going on in our neighborhoods, in our communities, in our families?
Yes, sir. I think it's due to our lack of ability to communicate and lack of prioritization of compromise and seeking the good of the group rather than you just trying to get everything you want and be individualistic and do everything yourself. We break off from each other much too easily, not seeing the value that all of us collectively bring together as a group.
And I don't know why we such punies. I was just telling earlier before you came on about people not wanting to vote because they ain't getting what they want. I mean, what do you think? Listen, I mean, like you're not doing nothing what you can do yourself. So why you expect the politicians to do any better? Because you're not doing no better yourself. So therefore, you should vote to send a message, okay? But by you not voting, you're hurting yourself. Our ancestors died just so that you can at least have a chance to have a voice in what is going on in this country and in this world. And people have reasons why they don't even want to do that. And they're so confused. They don't even know the people who are evil from those who are just confused. And I would rather vote for somebody who's confused any day over somebody who's evil. I mean, that's me. But if you don't know the difference, then what you gonna do?
Nothing.
And that's what they're doing. Nothing.
And I think the politicians, well, they're all representatives. Because if we're doing nothing and they're doing nothing, we can't get really all that upset at them because we haven't properly applied the pressure.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I love them. In other words, how can you be disappointed with somebody that you don't care nothing about? You'll be happy if you don't care nothing about somebody. You'll be happy they fail. I'm incensed because I care more for them than they do for us. I expect more from them than they expect from themselves. We don't elect them to be beggars. We elect them to be the voice of getting our reparations every day. They were talking about reparations. At the city council supposed to be getting reparations every day. The state representatives supposed to be getting reparations every day. Do you understand? It ain't no every day. That you pay taxes. So therefore, that when you get taxation without representation, the whole point of you paying taxes, get some of that money back and put it in our community. It's almost like they're taking our money and they building everything else, but not rebuilding our community. Why not? Because the voices that you send are weak voices. They're looking for a job. The people our politicians are looking for a job as opposed to looking for a mission. And that's a problem.
Yes, sir.
So
well, I appreciate it then, Dr. Hood. I know you your show ends at 8.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes, sir. I appreciate it then.
Well, I appreciate you as well. I know we get ready, and I have a few other points I'm gonna try to make before we get out of here. And this is that. Thank you very much, Brother Peace. And to you ladies, if you really want a man, first of all, you got to become a woman or have a woman taste so you know a man. Then you females out there, you don't even know a man when you see one. You ain't never been around no man. And a lot of the guys ain't been around no man. But remember this, you got to accept the leadership of a man. Close up the village. And the man is going to teach you. Thank you for listening. And he going to lead you. He going to provide for you and protect you. Summertime. But if you don't listen, let's build that he can't teach you. If he can't teach you, he can't lead you. If he can't lead you, he can't provide for you. And he can't provide for you, he doggone sure can't protect you. Peace. Soul. And love. And a little sprinkle of power. Yo, Lord have mercy.
Good night.